Hey everyone. Hope everyone's having a good morning so far. Hope you had a great weekend too. Daniel, did you want to do an intro or you want me to just dive right in?
Sure. Thank you everyone for coming to our session today. My name is Dan Laird. I'm a project manager with CTS, and today joining us will be Alyssa Rowe. She is with LinkedIn Learning, and we're going to talk about some of the services that LinkedIn Learning has offered to us as a campus with our license, and we're going to also go over how to integrate the LinkedIn Learning module in Brightspace. So take it away.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So I'm going to go through a quick deck just to kind of go over what is LinkedIn Learning, just in case you are unaware. So let me pull this up. All right. Can I get a quick thumbs up? Is this coming through okay? Perfect. Awesome. Thanks so much. Okay. So just in case you're unaware of what LinkedIn Learning is, little history. We actually used to be lynda.com. I actually started when it was lynda.com, gosh, almost 12 years ago. It started out as a very small in-person office where you could go in and you can learn computer skills. And then it branched out. They would send out DVDs and then they eventually went online. And then in 2015, LinkedIn saw a future vision with lynda.com, acquired lynda.com, and created LinkedIn Learning. So now we're actually a Microsoft company. We were then acquired a year after that in 2016 by Microsoft. And all of this to say, um, all of the information that we get from Microsoft really allows us to stay ahead of emerging tech, especially in the AI space right now. Anything that is coming from Microsoft. So if there's any software updates, any new AI, anything like that, because we're owned by Microsoft, all of our courses will be updated the same day. So that's really nice. You know that we're going to stay on top of everything. Our economic graph informs everything we do, and this is coming from LinkedIn data. So anytime we see new jobs or trending skills, anything like that, that all informs what we do. So we can also stay on top of the most in-demand skills and make sure that we have content that aligns with what everyone is needing for now and for the future as well. And we're a trusted content partner. We utilize industry experts as our authors. So they know the content, they go through a thoroughly vetted process to be able to become authors for LinkedIn Learning, and then they would create content actually in our Carpinteria, California offices. That's where all of our content is created. Currently, on LinkedIn Learning, we have over 41,000 different skills that you can learn, and it is changing weekly. We have right now over 24,000 courses, but we add roughly 60 courses every single week. Anytime that we see any information is outdated, we will archive courses. We never fully delete them off of the site. So if it is something that you are utilizing in your class and we happen to find, this information is outdated and we created a new course, we will one, create a banner at the top to let you know, hey, this is going to be archived on a specific date. It will give you a link to the new course, but also it will still exist in your class. So you never have to worry about anything being deleted. Anyone that has already started it, you'll still be able to finish the course. It really just means that anyone who is brand new and is searching for the course for the first time won't be able to find it. They would be led to go to the new course. Like I mentioned, our instructors are thoroughly vetted. There's a very long process that they go through with our content team. And currently, we have over 3,200 authors that create courses on our site right now across all the different languages. Currently, we have access to over 24 languages. Our courses are created in 7 different languages, but we are branching out to allow others who maybe speak different languages beyond those 7 to still be able to watch our content. So, all of our English language library courses, which is over 10,000 right now, you can change the subtitles to 24 different languages. So even though they're not speaking in that language, you do have the ability to change the subtitle language. So that way they can still learn as we continue to grow the language library. All right. And then one of my coworkers put together this really helpful, quick, it's like 2-minute video on how to utilize LinkedIn Learning specifically within Brightspace. So I'm going to share this. We're going to watch it. And then afterwards, I'm going to pass it back over to Dan. He's actually going to go into your Brightspace instance and we're going to walk you through how to find everything in there.
Welcome to this instructor's demo for D2L with LTI 1.3. You can start by adding a new module or jump into an existing one if you have one already. For this demo, we're going to make a new one. We'll just call this one LinkedIn Learning LTI 1.3. Then click Existing Activity and select LinkedIn Learning from the drop-down. You're now welcomed to the Discover tab. Here, you can search for whatever you want in the search box, or you can search for popular skills at your institution. You'll also notice the History tab. We'll talk more about this a bit later, but this tab will come in handy, helping you find content that you've already used in other courses, making it really easy to jump from one course to the next. In this example, we'll just go with Microsoft Excel as our search term. And now you're presented with the search results. You'll also find some handy filters here on the left. These filters will make it easy to find the content you're looking for. You can search for entire courses or single videos. Other filters you might find useful are searching by beginner, intermediate, or advanced skill levels. Depending on the course you teach, you may want to filter by software types. There's more filters for you to explore, so feel free. But once you find the content you want, just hit the Add button and then hit Confirm. That brings you back to the here you can review the activity fields and hit save and return to the course. I didn't get the save button on the screen here, but you should have one. If you scroll down, you'll see a save button. Okay, let's take a look at the final product. Students are going to be taken right to the content where they're logged in automatically, and the deep linking's already done for you. And as I mentioned in the beginning, there's the History tab. As you go to build a new assignment, no matter what course you're in, you'll always have your My Content history populate. That'll show any content that you've previously added, making it really easy to jump from one course to the next. No matter if you're starting a brand new spring semester or summer semester, you name it, it'll populate for you. You don't have to look for it again. Let's wrap up by taking a look at the video level and course level completion data. We pass over completion information as well as progress, so you can see how students are engaging. You can see if they've completed the content you shared, or if not, see how far along they are. Here you can see student completions showing up. Here you see that translated into a gradebook if you wanted. And in the Enter Grade section, you can see multiple courses being averaged into a final grade. These features were designed with both instructors and students in mind. We encourage any feedback and love to hear from the higher education perspective. You can give feedback anytime while on LinkedIn Learning by simply going to the bottom of the screen, clicking Get Help, then selecting Feature Request under Improve LinkedIn Learning. Thanks for watching, happy teaching, and happy learning.
All right, so hopefully that gave you just like a really quick overview of how we're going to dive into this. And I will send this deck out after, so if you want to revisit it at any point, you can. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Dan. He's going to dive in to Brightspace.
Okay. All right, you should see my practice course in Brightspace. So in here, I'm going to add a new module. So I'm just going to call it Learning. And then just as the video said, you go into existing activities, find LinkedIn Learning and add that. So this will come up with the search field where you can look for content relevant to your course that you'd like to use. Anything in particular you want me to go into, Alyssa, or doesn't matter?
Honestly, unless there's like a specific topic that anyone's interested in right now, you just use like a keyword search. And then it will bring up the page where you can see all those different filters to help you narrow it down.
Okay. Well, I'm going to choose Excel. So In here, as it said in the video, there are filters for this if you'd like to look through those, and then, or you can scroll down and you can peruse what um, are some of the top courses available for this topic. So if I want to add this Excel Essential Training, click Add, click Confirm. So that will add that exercise to the course. If I click on this, it'll open up the course. So doing that, you can pick out which ones you would like, add them to this. You can also add them to, other modules if you have content, for your course and you want to add content through the different modules. You can do that and anything else in here. So,
Yeah. One
um,
thing,
yeah,
sorry.
no, go ahead.
One thing I wanted to mention is the different types of content, just to make sure that we are kind of all on the same page. So, a course, you would think of that as like a full book. And then each course is broken down into chapters, and each chapter is broken down into videos. So, if you click on Excel one more time, Dan, and go to where those filters were.
Yep.
So, under type, you'll see there's courses, there's videos, and learning paths. Those are going to be the three kind of main ones. So a course is going to get you everything you need from start to finish of whatever that title is. Videos are usually 3 to 5 minutes long. So that'll have just like a really quick video with a key takeaway. And it's usually, whatever the title of that video is. But then we also have learning paths that we have put together on a bunch of different topics. I think there's a couple hundred of them. But what we've put together is usually a few different courses. So, like for instance, that Master Microsoft Excel, it's 13 hours because it's multiple courses that we have put together to kind of do the work for you. So you don't have to pick and choose, different courses to create a path. So we've created those learning paths. The nice thing is if you want to create your own custom learning path, you can do that. You have to go into LinkedIn Learning directly outside of Brightspace, but you do have the ability to create your own custom learning path where you can pick and choose what videos you can put just courses or just videos, however you want to do it. You can create one learning path and then it will pull through into Brightspace, and then you can add that learning path to the assignment as well. So, a couple different ways you can go about it, but I just want to make sure that everyone understood the difference between the different content types.
And then in here, you can see what you've already added in other courses in case you couldn't recall something that you had added and you wanted to go back. This has a record of everything that you put into your courses. So if I wanted to re-add this, all I have to do is go to my history, grab it, and then it'll throw it into the module. So
Any
it,
questions?
Do students need a LinkedIn account in order to do all of this training?
So they would need to register for the LinkedIn Learning license that the university has provided them. They don't need a LinkedIn.com account. It's recommended just because all of their history, their certificates, all of that is tied to their LinkedIn profile, but it's not mandatory.
Yeah, this
Do
is
the
Dan
students
Wood
get
here.
charged for any of these different programs or any of these different classes that they have to take?
No, no fee. It's already covered by the university.
Sorry, Michael, I think I talked over you. It's Dan Wood here from Music. Um, I've been using LinkedIn Learning in Brightspace for a long time now. I teach audio production for the music department. I think it's great, and I want to keep using it. There are some things that can be challenging for students, and I don't think it's really LinkedIn Learning or the LTI or anything like that. I know that Kathy Dutton is on the call here, and I've been working with her to try to make this a better experience for students. We have a strange kind of situation where if transfers come into Oswego from another SUNY school, for some reason their account will show up at their old school, like a community college or something. Um, I worked with Kathy and a bunch of people at CTS to try to make sure that they turn those emails over to their Oswego email, or else
Mhm.
this will not work. And they
Okay.
get, and I don't know how your students are, but my students are really, they want technology to work. If I set something up for them, they want to click on the link and the video starts. There's
Right.
always, every semester, there's several students who have this situation where they're trying to get into our system, but it looks like they go to another school. So my videos won't play for them. And they get very frustrated. So I have to send them to the CTS, and it can be a runaround for them. They get it worked out eventually, but I would say if you're going to be using this in your classes, make sure that you tell them that they have to go and change their whatever account Brightspace is looking at. It needs to be the Oswego account, or it's going to be tricky for them. Now,
Got it. Just so I understand, in case there's anything I need to pass along, is it Brightspace that is recognizing them at the old school, or is it LinkedIn when they log in?
I
It's
So,
Kathy,
Brightspace.
yeah,
you're on the call
Okay.
here, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't find my hand real quickly. Um, so in Brightspace, you can only have one email address for in the account, and we're in a shared environment, as you know. So what we can do now, and I do it right before the start of the fall and spring semester. I can do a bulk email address change because the email address doesn't get changed, right? So if we send their new email address, we have to make sure that they're still not participating in courses at another campus. So we have a process to go through this. Sometimes people get missed, right? So all you need to do is for an instructor is if you look at the roster in your Brightspace course and you see any student that does not have an oswego.edu email address, just notify them or us, CTS, and we can work on getting that resolved. So being proactive.
Kathy, I also brought it up on the main page of Brightspace here. There
Yep.
is a module there that you can see what email is tied to your account. So students can go on the front page of Brightspace and scroll down and see, whether their Oswego email address is the one that is on their account or if it's an older one. So um, if they see this, then they would contact us, not SUNY Online.
Um, they can contact us either
Okay.
way.
Okay.
If if they see this, then yes, they would contact us. But if they see the instructions that show that they have a different campus, they can still contact us
Okay.
because I can go through the process to get it changed.
All right. So this is another way you can, have your students check out to see if it shows their Oswego address, then they shouldn't have any problems logging in. But if they have a older address showing up here, then they can get a hold of us and we can fix it for them. Ben, you had your hand up.
Yeah, thank you. Please, my question is on the videos. Now, if the videos have assessment, maybe at the end of the video, students are assessed, could LinkedIn sync with Brightspace gradebook?
So, great question. The assessments, the majority of them can be skipped. So generally, it is not included in the percentage completion. Usually, the only thing that comes through is the percentage completion, just essentially saying that they watched all of the videos. So most of the courses, if there's any sort of assessment, it does have the ability to skip it, and it doesn't give you any sort of reporting on their answers to those questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else you wanted to add, Kathy, about this?
Not right now.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have another one. If people are thinking about using it, something I found easier is um, instead of assigning them an entire course or just posting an entire course and say, look at chapter whatever 3, um, I found it easier to kind of create a playlist of the videos I want them to look at. It was a while ago I did this. I think, Dan, I might have had to reach out to you and become, I think they called it a curator or something like that,
Correct.
where you need to get permission to be a curator, and then you can make a playlist. Here, watch these, 3 videos. They're 15 minutes, total. And then I give them a little, then I would make my own assessment. I give them a discussion forum, or I give them a quick quiz or something like that. If you give them just like the entire course and say, hey, look at, these videos, they tend to struggle with it. So is that still something, reach out to Dan and you curate?
Yep.
Is that how we do it, Dan? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I have to, do the checkbox on your account in LinkedIn. But after you do that, you can go into the LinkedIn site and start creating um paths, like learning paths
Yeah.
and
Right.
playlists. So anything else?
So we need to contact Dan for the pathway creation and those things. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to do that for you, Ben?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'll take care of that, and then I'll send you an email letting you know when it's done.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So I just wanted to throw in, don't email Dan directly, email the help desk.
Okay.
And
You're right.
then they can with your question, and then they can route it to whether it um goes to Dan or it goes to the learning management system. So you don't have to know which way to send it. Plus, Dan's
Thanks.
a busy man.
Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the help desk, I believe, has access to it too. So there's a couple different avenues of people that can take care of you. Tyrion. As instructors, are we able to see in Brightspace those students who viewed the videos and those who have not?
Yes, so the reporting will show you that like percentage completion. And so it will tell you, how much they have completed out of the content that you've signed.
Okay. That's available in the LinkedIn interface, right?
You can get it
So
from LinkedIn, but it would more probably be a lot easier through the Brightspace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you said it shows the percentage who completed it, but does that tell you which students in particular have watched the video and which ones haven't?
Yeah, it'll give you a percentage completion for each of the students that you just assigned it to.
There's another thing that I noticed if people are interested in using this. When I do post something in Brightspace, it it creates a column in my grade book. Um, it seems like it's kind of a default, setting, um, that I have to actually go in and hide, so they don't see it. It's just like it's not really an assignment that I have created. It's just it shows up in the grade book. I think there's another session coming up I think it's later today, that will tell you how to get rid of that or clean up your grade book or something like that. Um, but yeah, that confused me and my students for a while too. I posted a bunch of things, and then there's all these columns showing up in my grade book, and they could actually see points, and they thought that, they'd be getting 100 points for going and clicking on this video. I had to explain to them that's not really how it works. So there are a couple things about it, but actually, I really enjoy it. I think the videos are really well done. They have high production values. They're done by industry experts that in my area, so they have really good videos for audio recording and production. I use them all the time.
Thanks, Dan. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you, Alyssa, for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hope this was
And
helpful.
are you going to share it to the list of people on the calendar invite? Is that what your plan
I
was? Or
actually don't know if I have the
if
ability
you
to
don't,
see everyone.
if you
No.
don't have it, you can send it to me and I can
Okay,
send it to them. Okay.
perfect. I'll do that.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Dan, I'll
Bye.
expect your email.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
no problem.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jen.